one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it, because you can.
This story comes to us from ABC 9 News WCPO out of New Miami, Ohio. Former New Miami Police Chief Harold Chip Webb was sentenced Monday, July 20th to 13 months in prison for his role in a case involving stolen evidence money and the attempted destruction of police evidence. Now, Webb, 49, previously pleaded guilty to attempted tampering with evidence, a fourth-degree felony, and attempted theft, a first-degree misdemeanor. Butler County Common Pleas Judge Michael A. Oster sentenced Webb to 13 months, he'll do 9, in prison and ordered him to pay $3,090 in restitution to the village of New Miami and $400 in fines. The misdemeanor carries a 180-day jail sentence, which will run concurrently with the prison term. Now, Webb faced a maximum sentence of 18 months. Oster said he considered Webb's cooperation with investigators and his military service when imposing the sentence, not that he was a police chief. As part of a plea agreement, Webb testified before a grand jury and during the trial of co-defendant Casey Gilpin. Butler County Prosecutor Mike Moser previously cited Webb's cooperation and acceptance of responsibility as reasons for reducing the charges. Again, not that he was a police chief. Although he pleaded guilty to attempted offenses, Moser has said the facts show he was directly involved. Public trust is the victim in this case, Moser said, describing the matter as a process crime involving the improper handling and disposal of evidence. Before sentencing, Webb apologized to village officials and residents. He said, "It was not my intent to fraud and deceive." He said, "I made a very selfish decision. I have thought about that decision every day since then." Because you got caught. Oster said cases involving law enforcement officers are especially significant because of the public trust placed in them. So police departments and the justice system itself are in a very unique and specific position of public trust in the United States of America. When a law enforcement officer violates that, it makes it difficult to trust in our justice system. That was Judge Oster. Oster said many citizens question whether officials are held accountable when they break the law. We do question it. Said there's a lot of our public, when they hear no one's above the law, they quite frankly don't believe it. No, we don't. They think certain people are only entitled to a slap on the wrist. Justice will be for all. No one will be above the law. That was the judge. After the sentence was imposed, Webb was handcuffed and taken into custody. Moser, the prosecutor, told Journal News following the sentencing that he was pleased with the outcome because he got a win. Accountability and process crimes are matters of public trust, he said. It is important to me to have a deterrent factor in Gilpin's case and an accountability factor in Webb's case. If you're a violator of public trust, don't expect to avoid a severe sentence, he added. 13 months. A lifelong Butler County resident and father of 5, Chief Webb most recently worked for the U.S. Postal Service, according to defense attorney Stu Matthews. Webb is a U.S. Air Force veteran, suffers from PTSD, and has no prior criminal record that we know of, right? Webb's wife and 2 daughters attended Monday's sentencing hearing, but declined comment. Matthews also declined further comment. The wife of Webb's co-defendant, former New Miami Auxiliary Police Officer Casey Gilpin, also attended the hearing. She said her husband was following Webb's directions, probably he was police chief, and should not have received a longer prison sentence. Said, "My husband is serving 3 years for signing a piece of paper. He's in general population and he's a police officer, and once they find out he's a police officer, I don't know what's going to happen to him." That was his wife. He was sentenced earlier this year to 36 months in prison after being convicted on 6 felony counts. A Butler County jury found him guilty May 2026, Following a 2-day trial and about 90 minutes of deliberation, Judge Keith Spaeth revoked Gilpin's bond immediately following the verdict. Gilpin was indicted in November of 2025 following a year-long investigation into actions that occurred between June 12th and July 7th of 2024. I'm going to stop right there. It goes down, go in the description box. You can click the link and read the rest of it. But it's basically going to take you through what happened, the mishandling of the evidence and the official records. And of course, there was money involved. There's always money involved. You know, money or drugs. Always. But here this guy got 3 years. The police chief, well, he cooperated. We're going to give him just 13 months. But the guy's wife is probably right. The chief probably hey, you're going to do this. I want you to sign these. You know, maybe. I don't know. I'm just going off common sense, right? He did what his police chief wanted him to do instead of turning his police chief in. What do you think?